Screen record naman po para 'pag sa mga na-late. Magandang hapon, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Mga taga nasa Pilipinas, magandang hapon diyan, magandang gabi dito sa Canada at si Kuya Dodong B nandiyan sa Pilipinas sa ngayon kaya magandang hapon po mga kababayan. Maraming salamat po sa time niyo na nag-join po kayo sa free webinar na binigay ni Kuya Dodong B. Si Kuya Dodong B po sa lahat po ng mga nandito ngayon ay isa sa pinaka-best, immigration consultant dito sa Calgary, Canada. So, magkasama po kami dito and, I'm so honored na I'm working with Kuya Dodong B dahil nakakonekta ko kayong mga nasa Pilipinas na makakonekta sa tamang tao para sa future ng mga family niyo on how to migrate here in Canada. Kaya maraming salamat po sa trust niyo sa amin ni Kuya Dodong B and now, I will present. Magte-thank you lang ako dahil bibigyan tayo ng free time ni Kuya Dodong B para sa inyong lahat mga kababayan na gusto mag-migrate dito sa Canada. Kuya Dodong B, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sandy, for organizing this meeting, no? And it's really nice to work with you. Kasi, you know what, guys, si Sandy, he's really a big help sa company. We've been working together. And kung makikita nyo, no, she's really good in terms of marketing. Tapos sabi niya, why don't we help kababayans natin na maka-experience yung buhay sa Canada. So sabi ko, sige, let's collaborate, no? So, thank you, Sandy, for doing this. And I'm just really excited, syempre, to share this opportunity, guys, sa inyo. Um, yung Canada, konting background, ano. So, we've been living in Canada since 2005. I am from Bacolod, I am Ilonggo, I'm Bisaya. And baka nagtataka kayo bakit Dodong B yung tinatawag sa akin. Well, my wife calls me Dodong, right? So, kasi nga, Bisaya. So, sabi namin, for marketing and branding, let's use that, okay? But before anything else, I just want to thank everybody. Today is Saturday afternoon here in uh, in the Philippines. Actually, I'm here in Manila kasi may mga seminar din tsaka may mga work-related na ginagawa. And medyo makulimlim na konti sa labas yata kanina para mainit. Pero it's really nice here in the Philippines. Sabi ko nga, Sandy, I want to stay here kung okay lang. Pero the beauty and the benefits of Canada, mas maganda talaga. And marami kami nakakausap dito, guys, na mga professionals. And sabi ko, you know what, maybe you can give Canada a try. Kasi talaga dun sa amin, they really value kung ano yung profession mo in terms of your background and in terms of the salary. No? Sobrang laki ng difference. And yun yung isa sa mga pag-uusapan natin ngayon, guys. It's just an hour or an hour and a half. And then we're gonna open up for question and answer, no? Um, and itong presentation na to is really targeted for professionals na working in the healthcare, right? Working as a teacher, or maybe you are in the engineering or sa ganong field kayo, no? Now, kung hindi man para sa inyo to, maybe you are listening for somebody that you know of, for your friends or family, please make sure to share this sa kanila, right? And we are recording this right now, tapos we're going to post it sa social media namin, and then Sandy will share it sa inyo. Just konting disclosure lang, guys, kasi medyo pangit yung internet ko dito. Kung sakali man medyo nag-choppy ako or nag-hang ako, please let me know para mabalikan natin. Okay? And I just wanna mute everybody for now para tuloy-tuloy po tayo. Now, if you have questions or concerns, we're gonna have that uh, opportunity at the end of presentation. Okay? So yeah, sa lahat ng mga nag-chat po sa amin diyan, thank you very much. Uh, if you can let us know kung ano yung profession nyo, right? Dun sa chat box natin so we would know. Okay? Let me just share my screen with you guys para makita nyo. Sandy, you can see it naman, ah. Nakikita mo yung screen?
Yes po, Kuya.
Okay. All right. So Sandy, again, thank you and the rest of your team members. Alam ko andito rin sila. Maraming salamat po and yung goal naman natin dito is to share the opportunity para mas maintindihan, right? And karamihan naman sa inyo guys, you've done your research already, and which is good. So this is another info session straight from us as a licensed immigration consultant, right? Whether you want to do it on your own, whether you want to work with us, yung goal lang natin dito is para magkaroon kayo ng more knowledge and more idea and more insights on how to go. Okay. So today we're going to talk about, again, targeted for healthcare, for people that are working in STEM and education occupation. I'll try kung pwede ko masama yung mga agriculture, agri-food dito. Okay. So dito, kung makikita nyo, immigrate to Canada via Express Entry. A lot of you know kung paano yung process nito, pero we wanna make sure na full yung understanding nyo and why targeted tong um, presentation natin kasi ito yung ito yung uh, nakaka-category based or targeted ng Canada ngayon under this program. Okay? So again, yung agenda natin, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit of benefits of being a permanent resident, discuss how to migrate to Canada as a professional. Papakita ko rin sa inyo yung plano ng Canada, yung immigration plans nila, and why this is very important if you want to start your application as early as now, right? And then of course, eligibility and requirements, right? So dito sa mga guests natin ngayon, some of you guys are nurses, some of you guys are teachers, some of you are engineers, right? At kung hindi man, may mga kamag-anak kayo, at least mapakinggan nyo, right? So this is me, guys. My name is Brent Anotado. I'm based in Calgary, Alberta. We've been in the operation since 2021. Yung company po namin is BA Consulting Canada Immigration Services. I'm a licensed immigration consultant, and we've been helping a lot of fellow kababayans na pumunta ng Canada, mapa-study man yan, mapa-work, mapa-visit, mapa-migrate, no? And um, if I go to the next slide, ito yung office namin dun sa Canada. Kung nafa-follow nyo si Sandy, and I really hope nafa-follow nyo siya sa social media, parati siyang nag-picture, nag-video sa labas ng office namin. And I'm just really, really thankful kasi lalo pang nakikilala yung company, right? So that's us. We are located in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So kung makikita niyo yung sa map, guys, dyan sa right side, makikita niyo dyan yung katabi ng British Columbia. That's Alberta. So isang lugar kami ni Sandy sa Calgary. And dyan yung office namin. So sa mga first time po na makikita yung mapa ng Canada, so makikita nyo it's a big country na may iba't ibang provinces. May mga British, dyan yung British Columbia, Yukon, Ontario, Saskatchewan, right? So hindi na, siguro sa iba hindi na bago, but for people na first time na makita to, so there you go guys. Yun yung mga different provinces ng 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 Canada. Uh, so yun, ano ba yung mga benefits of permanent residency? Hindi ko na masyado talaga i-discuss to kasi sigurado naman yung iba sa inyo nakakita sa social media, iba naman siguro nakakita sa mga TikTok, right? Kung ano ba yung beauty ng Canada. So isa doon is you have the right to live, work, and study anywhere in Canada. So remember, yung presentation natin is for you to arrive in Canada as a permanent resident. So going to Canada, there's two pathways, no? Yung unang pathway doon, guys, is pag pumunta kayo, una, there's temporary pathway. Diyan na yung magtatrabaho ka as an OFW or TFW. Andiyan na yung may bibisitahin ka lang, baka may mga kamag-anak ka doon or baka andun yung mga boyfriend or girlfriend nyo, right? Or maybe you wanna study, right? Study means you wanna stay there temporarily, then babalik ka. So yun yung unang pathway, temporary pathway. Sa permanent resident pathway naman, andyan na yung pag-land mo ng Canada, permanent resident ka. So under that program, andyan na yung provincial nominee program, mga Atlantic, and then itong express entry na di-discuss natin. So kung makikita nyo, if you compare the two, no, so there's a temporary pathway and there's a permanent pathway. Kung ako is a professional, if I'm a nurse here in the Philippines, I rather wanna arrive in Canada as a PR kasi 'pag temporary ka, meaning you have to build your experience muna sa Canada, then saka ka mag-a-apply for permanent resident. And that is why hindi naman masama 'yun 'no, pero kung ako lang or maybe kayo din, maybe explore that option na pag-arrive niyo PR na kayo. And why it's really nice to become PR sa Canada. So, you have the right to live and work and study anywhere, which means when you arrive there, kunyari, dumating kayo sa Alberta, hindi niyo nagustuhan doon, or maybe may mas magandang offer sa bigger cities like British Columbia or Ontario, may freedom kayo to live anywhere, right? And then if you wanna do upgrading, pwede rin naman anywhere in Canada, right? Access to social benefits. Ito yung, siyempre mga benefits natin do'n. Pero one thing that I can share with you guys is, for example, nagtatrabaho ka na do'n, right? And then all of a sudden, na-lay off ka ni Canada, right? Yung Canada natin, may tinatawag na employment insurance where 'pag na-lay off ka, just report it to the government, and pagkatapos nun, bibigyan ka nila ng at least 1,800 Canadian dollars for the next 52 weeks. So, dito sa Philippines, 'di ba, 'pag nawalan ka ng work, that's it. Sa Canada, 'pag nawalan ka ng work, to help you sustain yung, expenses mo, to help you find your work, para maka-survive ka, bibigyan ka ni Canada ng monthly, or actually every 2 weeks yun, eh. So, 900, 900. So, monthly ano, sorry, bi-weekly na support to pay for your rent, for your food, et cetera, right? And the third bullet point is, siyempre, you have the chance to become a citizen. When you become a citizen, let's say for 5 years, nag-stay ka doon, um, yung passport mo, magiging Canadian passport na, which means you can travel anywhere na most of the countries, hindi mo na kailangan mag-apply for visa, right? So kung makikita nyo, no, ang daming mga Canadian citizens, they've been traveling all over the world because of the power of that passport. Fourth bullet point, this is something that I really like. So for example, let's say ando na sa Canada si Princess Anne, example, right? Ngayon, dala niya yung family niya, permanent resident siya, and then she wants to sponsor yung parents niya here in the Philippines. So, po pwede niyang sponsoran yung mom and dad niya, or even yung parents ng asawa niya. At ang kinagandahan nito, guys, syempre alam naman natin yung mga parents natin, they're getting older and older. Here in the Philippines, what I know is, syempre, pag may sakit ka, sometimes hindi nagpapa-check up kasi may babayaran sa ospital. Or kung magpa-check up man, minsan too late na, you know. Tapos ang problema din minsan is, hindi ka titingnan agad. For example, kung walang funds o walang pera, right? Or kung kulang man. So yun yung mga challenges. Sa Canada, guys, isa sa mga pinaka-beauty doon is the healthcare. Ubuhin ka lang, sipunin ka lang, may disgrasya yung family or yung mga anak, nakunuda, yari, nagsugat, whatever, dalhin mo lang sa hospital, everything is free. Tapos, matitingnan talaga sila, right? And if you need surgery, sa mata, sa buto, or something na sa cancer, for example, right? Free lahat ng mga pwedeng gawin sa inyo doon. Kaya, if isa ito sa mga plano na mag-PR, you really have the chance to bring your parents with you. And for the reason sa healthcare din. Right? Job opportunities, of course, once you are a permanent resident, basically you can work double job, triple job, whatever na gusto hanggat kaya mo, right? Walang restriction. Education and training, ito yun na, for example, let's say you wanna level up your career, you can always go to school, tapos yung babayaran mo, parang locals lang. May mga program din doon na study now, pay later, right? Yun yung kinagandahan doon. So if you kung you're still a young professional, and if you wanna keep on leveling up sa career mo, you have that opportunity, right? And isa sa mga gusto ko rin dito, if you have family, no, tapos may mga anak kayo, tapos hindi ganun pa kalaki yung household income nyo, meron kayo tinatawag na child benefit, na where you can actually, receive support from the government para dun sa mga anak. So, cheque, papadala nila sa'yo. And again, there's so many good things about Canada na I also call it home na. Iba pa rin naman na sa Pilipinas, pero at the same time, ah, na-enjoy namin yung buhay doon. No? May chance talaga na ma-boost yung career, may chance talaga na you can achieve your dreams doon sa ano sa Canada. Right. Now, sa mga narinig na express entry, uh, that's good. At least meron na kayong knowledge. Sa mga bago, don't worry guys. I will explain this in a very simple way na very easy to follow. Now, whatever we're going to talk about here is a reflection of the Canadian website. So feel free to check, feel free to study it and research. Papakita ko sa inyo mamaya where we got this information. Okay. So Express Entry, guys, is basically an online system that IRCC, or what we call immigration, uses to manage immigration application from skilled workers, right? So dito sa program na to, kung makikita nyo, there's three categories. Una, Canadian Experience Class. Pangalawa, Skilled Trades. Pangalawa, Skilled Worker Program. Pangatlo, Skilled Trades. What we're going to talk about today is trade, skilled federal skilled worker program. Sorry, yun nasa gitna. Pero ano ba yung Canadian Experience Class? Okay. So for example, let's say si Laila, right? Let's say si Laila, pumunta ng Canada, nag-study siya. After niya nag-study, nag-work siya for 1 year. After niya mag-work for 1 year, saka pa lang siya pwede mag-apply for permanent residency if she qualifies. Doon siya papasok sa Canadian Experience Class. So again, galing sa Pilipinas si Laila, nag-aaral sa Canada for 2 years, and then nabigyan siya ng 3 years na open work permit. Pag nakapag 1 year sa dyan, right, within the 3 years, then she can apply for Canadian Experience Class. Federal skilled trades naman, if you are a cook, if you're a plumber, if you're a mga tradesperson, pwede mo explore yan, right? Pero yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon guys is Federal Skilled Worker Program kasi ito yung mga kailangan talaga ng Canada even if you are outside. Ibig sabihin, even if you are here in the Philippines or sa ibang bansa ka, with your experience right now, pwede natin siyang gamitin towards this program. Okay? So this is how the process looks like, guys. No. So let's say nurse, for example, si or nurse or a teacher or engineer. Let's say si Meng. Let's say si Meng, she's a teacher. Example lang, no. So si Meng, nakinig sa explanation natin sa info session, and she wants to explore on how really to go to Canada. So that is where we talk about yung yung profile niya sa stage 1. We ask her age, we ask her professional background, experience niya, etc. etc. Pag na-qualify natin siya, tapos na provide sa amin lahat ng documents, then sa stage 1, we will submit her profile under Express Entry, under Federal Skilled Worker Program. Ngayon, pag nabigyan siya ng system ng score, kasi it's a point system, she will be in that Express Entry pool for a maximum of 1 year. Ngayon, kung maganda yung score ni Meng, tapos na-select siya, then bibigyan siya ng invitation to apply for permanent residency. That is stage 2. When Meng receives ITA, she has 60 days to file her PR application. So kung makikita nyo guys, in a sense, there's two stages or there's two phases. Phase 1, that is where we are doing right now. We talk to you, we show you the pathway, and then pag okay lahat, then we create your profile and then we monitor, right? So phase 2 naman, that is where you get invited and then to follow na yung pag-apply ng PR, and then pag everything is good, we submit your permanent residency for you and your family, and hopefully ma-approve siya. Mamaya papakita ko sa inyo how long will it take the moment na mag-apply kayo for PR. Pero now we know when we create the profile sa stage 1, you have a maximum of 1 year na magstay doon sa pool. What if hindi kayo maselect? Maybe because hindi maganda yung points nyo or maybe yung mataas yung draws ng Canada ngayon. Ang mangyayari nun is all we have to do is just reapply or resubmit your profile para nasa system pa rin kayo. Okay? Basically, yan yung stages ng pag-apply for Express Entry. Okay? Pero why we are so excited to show this to you guys? Kasi couple months ago, sinabi ni Canada na, we wanna have category-based selection. Okay. Teka. Okay. Anyways, dun sa category-based, teka lang. Okay. Uh, Hindi ako yung nagsusulat sa screen ha. I think somebody na nasa-scroll niya. But anyways, uh, Sandy, may nakikita ka ba sa screen na parang may nagsusulat?
Oo, hindi ko rin alam kung bakit.
Okay, okay. Let
Eh,
me just, ano, let me just, teka lang guys, ayusin ko lang kasi baka,
okay po.
uh, guys. Tapos, you guys can still see my screen or hindi na?
Wala.
Hindi na, okay.
Mm-mm.
Ibalik ko lang. Okay.
Ayan.
So again guys, we're so excited to show this to you kasi couple months ago, sinabi ni immigration na, okay, aside from the professionals who's trying to apply for Canada, we want to introduce category-based selection, which means if you are within this category, if you have the ability to pass your English exam, have experience, tapos maganda yung education nyo, most likely, pwede kayo pumasok dito tapos targeted kayo. Ang tanong, ano ba yung mga occupations na yun, no? So again, guys, feel free to take a picture, feel free to screenshot this, right? If you are working within healthcare practitioners, tapos ito yung mga occupations nyo, andyan na yung LPN or licensed practical nurse, just like Sandy, right? Last week may nakausap ako ng mga massage therapist. If you are a um, pharmacists, pwede rin, veterinarians, right? So if you are within this category, tandaan nyo or maybe share this sa mga kilala nyo na under dito. Okay? Now, if you are working under STEM, right? Very limited lang yung sa STEM. Andyan na yung mga architecture and science manager, mga civil engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, geological engineers, right? Cybersecurity natin. Even dito guys, nakalagay if you're working as an insurance agents and brokers, pwede rin kayo mag-apply dito. Marami tayong nagtatrabaho sa mga ganyan, no? Now, again, feel free to take a picture, screenshot this para sa mga kilala nyo or maybe you are in this category, right? And at the same time, if you are working with education, nasa education occupations kayo, elementary, ang dami-dami natin mga elementary, secondary teachers and teachers assistants dito, right? Early childhood educator, maybe mga sa mga preschool, mga ganyan. Or even if you're working as a kindergarten, pwede. High school teachers, pwede rin. Meron din dito guys na if you are working with people with disabilities, pwede rin kayo dito, right? Now, if you really do your research, ang daming mga occupations under this category alone, right? So, kung sa tingin nyo na kayo yan, good. Hopefully, itong presentation na to will give you more idea kung paano mag-migrate sa Canada. Okay. Now, ipakita ko sa inyo guys yung immigration plan. Sa last na seminar natin, Sandy, hindi ko na share to, pero I wanna share this to your followers, okay? To your friends and families na nasa So kung makikita nyo guys, for permanent residents, for 2025, 2026, 2027, ito yung plano ni Canada, right? So, if we focus muna sa 2025, kung makikita nyo, yung target nila, yung pinaka-lowest is 30,000 na i-accept. Yung pinaka-highest naman nila is 62,000 for 2025. So yung naglalaro yung target nila sa mid-range na 41,700. So kung makikita nyo dito, yung federal economic priorities ng 2025, they're looking from 30,000 people to 62,000 na pwede nilang imbitahan for permanent residency under federal economic priorities. At if you follow 2026, 2027, makikita nyo na yun yung number. Ang tanong, gaano na ba karami yung binigyan ng gantong ah, invitation? Okay? So if I show this to you guys, no, kung makikita nyo, if we just focus na lang sa 2025, ito yung mga healthcare occupations, nurses, veterinarians, physicians, right, dietitians, massage therapists. This year, dalawang draws palang ginawa nila. Yung unang draw nila nung May 2, 2025, 500 people yung naimbitahan. And yung score na ni-range ng immigration is 510 minimum pataas. So ano ba yung CRS score? Yan yung factor based on your age, based on your experience, based on your education, based on your English exam, basing maybe if you have families or relatives in Canada, mag-play factor yon. So 510. Ngayon, nung June 4, I think last week lang to, 500 people again were invited. So that means parang 1,000 pa lang yung naimbitahan nila. Okay? Dito naman sa next slide ko, if you are a teacher, right? Kung makikita nyo guys, no, 1,000 people were invited noong May 1, 2025. 479 yung CRS score na dinraw nila yung minimum. So, 1,000 sa healthcare, 1,000 sa education. Okay? Tapos dito, sa mga engineers natin, guys, noong April 11, they invited 4,500 under STEM category. Combination na yon, right? So again, hindi ko na mapakita to, pero um, what it means if I go back to my presentation, guys, no? Yung sa economic priorities, yung sa express entry, there's so many people pa na pwedeng imbitahan ni Canada. So, if you are listening right now, dito sa presentation natin, and if you belong within the targeted occupation, you really have the chance na magsabit ng profile and hopefully ma-select, right? So, ang tanong dyan, what if wala ka doon sa targeted occupation? Can you still submit your profile? And the answer is yes. If you are a project manager, if you are a professional working here, if you're an accountant, HR, right? Right? Kung nasa ganung level ka, maybe restaurant manager, hotel manager, supervisor, basta nasa higher skill ka, you're a professional, most likely you can still submit your profile dito, right? So if you want to know more about that, let Sandy know kasi we can always book for a consultation that one. Okay. So ano na yung eligibility natin guys for express entry? So kung makikita nyo dito, sa first bullet point is you really have to take your English exam, yung IELTS. And you have to score CLB 7, reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Now, kung wala dun yung kung wala dun yung uh, sorry, kung mataas na yung age mo, right? So that means you have to score at least higher than 7. So that is where we really come in and guide you. Oh, by the way, sir, nasa 40, 45, 46 na ako. Paano ba yon? Paano mahugot for me to qualify? So let us know kasi we can guide you on that one as well. Okay? Second bullet point is titingnan nila dito yung work occupation mo as a professional. If you work within tier 0123, lahat ng mga occupations na pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, that belongs within tier 0123. So kung andun ka, that's another check for you. No? Third bullet point, experience. In order for us to qualify under this program, they just want 1 year continuous for the last 10 years. So if you have more experience, more number of experience, edi mas okay, right? Fourth bullet point, job offer. Ang ginagandahan nito guys, for example, nandito kayo sa Pilipinas, you don't need job offer right now for you to qualify. Kahit na wala kayong employer, walang nag-hire sa inyo, you can still qualify for this program. And again, pag dumating kayo sa Canada, you have all the freedom to work with any employer you want. Before, itong job offer na to, may extra points to. Pero because of all the changes, binago na nila, wala nang extra points yung sa job offer. Okay? Education, karamihan naman sa atin dito sa Zoom ngayon, you have your bachelor's degree dito sa Philippines. So ang ginagawa dyan, when we check your education, ipapa-assess natin yan sa Canada para kung yung bachelor's degree mo back in the Philippines, ano ba siya, yung equivalency niya dyan sa Canada. Right? Is it a 3-year degree, 2-year degree? Yan. And lastly, proof of funds. Right? Ipapakita ko sa inyo mamaya bakit ipapakita ko sa inyo kung ano yung bracket nyo kung family of 1, family 2, family 3, family 4. So merong bracket yan. And I'll explain to you kung bakit na kailangan ng proof of funds and when do you need to show it. Okay? So language test accepted guys. Dito sa Philippines, very popular yung IELTS. So please make sure na if you're going to take your English exam, um, you select general training, right? So if you're planning to get your English exam and if you have a proper refresher course, a proper training, let us know kasi may mga partners kami dito here in the Philippines that could provide training. And even if you are not in the Philippines, even if you're outside, they can provide online training as well. So sa Canada, very popular yung CELPIP. So yun yung kinukuha ng iba doon. PTE Core, they just introduced this last year. Tapos may mga ilan nila na rin na clients na kumuha nito. Pero yung point dito, whether you get your CELPIP, your IELTS, your PTE Core, same standard lang naman din sila, right? And then same requirements for you to pass or be eligible sa Federal Skilled Worker Program. So that's your language section. Designated organization for educational credentials. So for example, si Laila, right? She wants to go to Canada na, ganyan, etc. Now, remember, part of our requirements is for you to get your school credential assessed. Karamihan sa mga kliyente namin, they get their assessment sa World Education Services or west.org. Doon nila pinapa-assess, no? How it works, guys, is when you create your profile dyan sa West, then they'll give you instructions na, okay, send us your transcript of records. Send us your sealed copy of transcript of records from your school. So gagawin mo niyan, you can talk to your school, and then si school, ipapadala yung envelope na nakaselyo, hindi bukas, para ipadala dun sa West, right? Or kung hindi man, baka may pwede kayong utusan para kunin dun sa school, tapos kung sino man yung available, siya magpapadala dun sa West. Now, if you are working as a pharmacist here in the Philippines, meron kayong separate na assessment body, yung Pharmacy Examining Board. And sa mga medical practitioners natin, mga doctors, physicians, meron kayong Medical Council of Canada for your assessment. Okay? Proof of funds. Okay? How much money do you need? Ito yung tinatawag natin na show money guys sa mga alam na to or what we call proof of funds. Okay. So for example, let's say si Laris Magnaye, for example, no? Gusto niya mag-apply, tapos for family of three sila. Siya, asawa niya, tsaka yung anak. So that means she needs to have funds in their bank account for 22,483 for family of one. Ay, for family of three. Okay? Ang ibig sabihin nito, yan yung minimum na amount dapat sa bangko nyo. You don't give this to anybody, you don't give it to us. Basically, nasa bangko nyo lang yan. It has to be liquid cash or cash na available. Hindi siya pwedeng assets, hindi siya pwedeng properties. Right? And why kailangan ipakita to sa immigration when we apply for permanent residency? Well, one of the reasons, syempre, is kunyari, pag dumating kayo, Laris, sa Canada, hindi naman agad-agad na makakatrabaho ka sa career na gusto mo. Maybe as a teacher, as a nurse, as an engineer. So, pagdating mo sa Canada, may extra level of certification ka pa para you can actually work sa mga professions na yon, right? Ang nangyayari, and I wanna be honest with you, yung iba, pag dumarating sila doon, ah, Uh, they work sa fast food, they work sa grocery, right? They work muna yung mga jobs for them to survive, right? And then until na makapag-decide sila, okay, I wanna pursue yung career ko as a teacher or a nurse or as an engineer, may extra na certification sila. So Canada wants to make sure na yung pamilya ni Reese can survive for the next six to 12 months in Canada. Parang may pambayad sila for their rent, may pambayad sila for their food, communication. Parang allowance nila. Right? Hindi mo naman kailangan gastusin lahat yan, but that is something na for you to survive for the next 6 to 12 months while you are looking for yung ano mo talaga, yung career mo. Okay? Now, ang question dyan is, kailan dapat ipakita nila Riz yung pera na yon? Okay? So if I go back to my presentation dito, i-click ko lang, hanapin ko lang yung proseso natin. No? So dito guys, kung makikita nyo, let's say nag-usap kami na Laris, family of three, tapos nakapag-submit kami ng profile, then sa paghihintay namin, na-draw yung profile niya, silang pamilya. So bibigyan siya ngayon ni Canada ng ITA, invitation to apply, tapos kami naman, we will be applying for her permanent residency and then submit her application. So the moment na ma-receive ni Laris yung ITA and then piniprepare na namin yung documents, that is the time na kailangan niyang i-prove sa bank statements niya or nila mag-asawa na meron silang pera na minimum for family of three. When we create your profile sa stage 1, we don't have to show any documents there. Pero we can say na, okay, sure, meron silang pera for family of three. Okay? And then once na maimbitahan, once na mag-apply for PR, saka pa lang ipapakita yung bank statements that they have those access para sa funds na yun. Okay? So, yun yung proof of funds and why it's very important, guys. Okay? Factors that may affect your CRS score, comprehensive ranking score, or yung profile score nyo. Siyempre, dyan yung age, level of education, if your spouses or partners are coming with you, may mga extra points din sila. Arranged employment, they have already taken this out. So, if you have family members, may mga kapatid kayo, kamag-anak, or uncle, aunties, or mom and dad, or lolo, lola sa Canada, may extra points kayo dun. Right? So, ano ba yung tinitingnan namin when we talk to our clients? Right? Later, kung sino man po sa inyo magpabook sa amin ng one-on-one to have a better understanding, to have a proper assessment, ito yung tinitingnan namin. Una, we talk to you about your education. O, kamusta? Bachelor's degree ka ba? Master's degree holder ka ba? Okay. Then, pinopoints namin yan. Okay? Okay. Tapos we also take a look at yung language capacity nyo. So, kung kaya mo ba ng CLB 7, right? Or kung kaya mo siyang taasan. Second language, hindi siya applicable sa atin kasi this is for people that can speak French, right? Work experience, of course, the more work experience you have, the better. So yung minimum lang is 1 year. Pero kung makikita nyo, more years, better. So dito sa age, this is where we really, dito na yung parang pinaka-bottleneck minsan, right? Sinasabi nila kahit ba may edad na ako, pwede pa rin. Pwedeng pwede, right? So, kung may 35 years old below, as you can see, you get the maximum points. Pero kung patanda ka na ng patanda, of course, pababa ng pababa yung score mo. Pero, paano mahihila yan? Mahihila yan if maganda yung language test result mo. If maganda yung education result mo. Okay? So there are ways na pwede mahila yan. Okay? And by the way guys, no, yung pinapakita ko lang sa inyo dito is yung sa express entry. Um, when we work with you as our client, not only we take a look at that option, once na nasabi na yung profile nyo, once na nasabi na yung profile ng family nyo, we also take a look at other programs na pwede sa inyo. Kasi malay nyo, baka pwede kayo sa provincial nominee program, or pwede kayo sa Atlantic program, right? Or maybe we can recommend your resume to our partners na mga employers if you are our client. Okay? So going back dito, yung tanong na kahit na matanda, pwede. So meron kaming na tulungan dati, 60 years old, na papunta namin sa Canada. Right? So kahit na ganun yung age, don't lose hope. Pero syempre, if you are still young, na may energy pa, right, na mga nasa 30s pa, or maybe nasa 40s, guys, take advantage of this. Kasi wala namang mawawala eh. Either you give it a try or not. Yung show money na yon, hindi mo yung sa gagasusin hanggat hindi kayo dumarating ng Canada. Hindi kayo magre-resign sa work nyo hanggang hindi kayo nasa-select, mabigyan ng invitation to apply for PR. So that means, if you are saying na, oh sana, tinry natin yung Canada, maybe this is the right time. Kasi once your profile in, somehow meron na kayo nakataya doon na who knows, baka maselect kayo. Now, kung hindi man kayo maselect doon, kahit na mag-reapply tayo at kung wala talaga, that is where we take a look at maybe there's other options then. Kung hindi tayo pasok doon sa permanent pathway, baka meron pwede sa temporary pathway. Diyan na yung baka pwede nyong i-consider na mag-aral dito doon sa Canada, or maybe you wanna visit, or maybe you wanna, kung maswertehan natin, makahanap tayo ng employer. Okay? So, again, going back to the presentation, arrange employment, uh, actually, wala na siyang points sa express entry talaga. Adaptability. Again, kunyari si Leris, kasi siya nakikita ko, so gagamitin mo tayo example. So si Leris, for example, yung asawa niya, no, gustong isama sa profile. So kung yung spouse niya need rin mag-take ng English exam, yung minimum na requirement lang is CLB4. Pero like I always tell our client, because this is a point system, the better points you and your partner have, the better chances. So we always encourage them na taasan yung IELTS nila. Kung nag-aaral ka sa Canada, sure, may plus points ka. Right? Pati sa spouse mo kung nag-aaral sila, kung may experience sila doon. Now, if you have relatives, may plus points ka rin. Right? Anyways, this is what we really take a look at when we assess clients. We can only take you in during our assessment. We can take you in as our client if we know na you're eligible, if you can provide all those supporting documents na maging okay, right? Para we make sure na you're eligible. If you're not eligible, guys, of course, we cannot take you in as a client under this program. Maybe sa ibang program pwede. Okay? So for people na who wants to start really doing the assessment, or titingnan natin yung profile, again, you can always talk to Sandy and then book a schedule consultation with us para makapag one-on-one tayo. And hopefully, itong presentation natin gives you a better understanding, better idea na kung may mga kamag-anak man kayo na sa gandang profession, or baka kayo mismo nasa ganitong profession, tapos you've heard a lot of things paano pumunta ng Canada, at least nadagdagan yung knowledge nyo about this, right? So, pakita ko lang sa inyo to guys na, for example, nabigyan ng invitation si Leris, tapos nag-apply kami for permanent residency. So, as per the website, 6 months na waiting for them to get their, uh, welcome to Canada package per se, right? So, 6 months na takbo. Right? So, yun, yung pag may client kami ganun, that's the only time na sinasabi namin, oh, diyan ka na ngayon magpapaalam. Diyan ka na ngayon magpapadispedida kasi sure ball na kuha mo na yung yung COPR o kaya yung para sa permanent residency mo. Okay? So again guys, you can see all of this sa website. Feel free to copy this, feel free to take a picture of this. May nagsulat lang doon sa sa presentation, but everything that we've discussed nasa website to, okay, ng Canada under Express Entry, right? So dito, if you want to know more, right, if you want to have one-on-one with us, just make sure to contact your uh, your friend Sandy. Tapos siya bahala magbigay sa inyo ng link where you can book us. Yan. So hopefully, may mga na-pick up tayo or may mga natutunan tayo. We just wanna open this floor, Sandy, para sa, question and answer. Baka may mga gusto silang itanong. Meron ba, guys?
Yeah, meron mga naghihintay kuya. So, ayan guys, the floor is yours. Sa mga gusto po magtanong habang andito ang ating immigration consultant, pwede na po kayo magtanong. Let's go.
I think meron tayong isang question, Sandy, si Joan Bernardino. Sorry guys, parang ang pangit ng signal ko pala. Um, okay, nagtatanong si Joan about okay. Dahil pangit yung signal ko dito, naka-record naman to. We're going to post it, Sandy, para ma-share natin sa lahat ng mga nag-register so they can always, ano. So yung unang tanong niya dito about sa caregiver program. Okay. Yung sa caregiver program, actually, if you are inside Canada, magbubukas ulit yung program na to ngayong 2026 March. But if you are outside Canada, magbubukas ito ngayong 2027, right? So if you are planning to do the caregiver program, mag-submit kayo ng profile. Syempre that's a separate from Express Entry. Yung program na yon straight for permanent residency din, which means you and your family can apply for PR as long as you qualify. Ano ba yung mga qualifications doon? Syempre, you have to get your English exam. Um, you have to get your school credential assessment, right? And then you have to have training or experience, right? So, dapat may training ka o kaya combination ng training tsaka experience mo. At kung titingnan nyo dun sa caregiver website, guys, dahil PR pathway ito, meron din siyang proof of funds or show money na involved, right? Ang kinagandahan lang nito, guys, if you are an aspirant caregiver nandito sa Philippines or sa ibang bansa, yung team namin ni Sandy, we are working with an agency na hopefully, pag na-finalize yon, pag sinabi nila na, okay, sige, we're looking for caregivers, pwede namin i-ano sa inyo yun, i-broadcast, ipaalam. Right? So, make sure to follow Sandy kasi we're very close to closing that deal sa agency na yon, and they'll be looking for lots and lots of caregivers inside and outside Canada. So Joanne, i-check mo lang yung website, i-type in mo Canada Caregivers CIC, and then makikita mo doon yung instructions if you are a caregiver outside of Canada. Yun. So, okay. Okay, Sans? May tanong yata si Lexi. Lexi Maxine.
Ayun, yes po.
Does language test type affect yung CRS score po? Like, does IELTS have an edge or CELPIP would suffice? Okay. Whatever company, IELTS, CELPIP, or PTE core, yung standards nila for English exam are the same. At the same time, kung ano yung score na makukuha, dapat ma-meet yung requirement for the program. So, um, kahit anong company yan, Lexi, as long na yung result mo would satisfy the requirement, which we know is CLB 7, right? Kung makakuha ka ng minimum nun from IELTS or from CELPIP, then it doesn't matter kung ano company yan. Ang tinitingnan nila is yung result for reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Yan. Merong iba nagsasabi na mas nadalian sila sa IELTS. Meron na may iba nagsasabi na mas nadalian sila sa CELPIP. It's really up to the person. No? Pero if you are here in the Philippines, IELTS yung medyo popular dito. Okay? Sabi ni Agar Pau, right? Bukod po sa POF or proof of funds, may need pa ba na assets? Based dun sa requirements, no, all we need to do show is proof of funds. Basically, yung pera sa bangko. Yung assets, hindi siya kinakount as part ng proof of funds. So, kung may assets, good, you can declare that. Pero, yung titingnan ng bangko talaga, kung ilang family member kayo, dapat may ma-meet yung minimum proof of funds na requirement sa pera. Yan. Hopefully, Agarpaw na sagot ko yung tanong mo. Sabi ni Rish Ann, Hi po, paano po magiging registered nurse sa Canada? Currently working as a registered nurse here in UAE and NCLEX Passer. Sandy, gusto mong sagutin yan? Kung paano yung alam mo na process, kung paano ano,
An
yeah.
Yeah, puwede naman. So ako kasi dati, kasi registered nurse din ako diyan sa Pilipinas, and then nung nag-move ako dito sa Canada, chinallenge ko yung as a licensed practical nurse. So gano'n lang yung ginawa ko, and then nag-IELTS ako. So sa Carnac, from Carna, doon yung processing naman kung paano mag-nurse. So 'pag nandito ka na, um, i icha-challenge mo lang yung either LPN or RN ang gusto mong course para maging, work as a nurse ka pa rin dito sa Canada.
So hopefully, Rish Ann, nasagot yun. Pero again, yung baga yung sinabi ni Sandy, parang brief overview lang yun. There's so many things na involved. And need ko po mag-study. Yung tanong niya.
Ako ano, nag-self-study lang ako, tapos challenge ko lang kasi nasa sa inyo naman yun kung gusto niyo ulit mag-aral, tapos, dun niyo icha-challenge. Pero meron naman karamihan sa'min mga OFW na from nurses na from Philippines, ta's yung mga kakilala ko na nurses na from UAE, china-challenge na kasi meron naman na tayong ano, like knowledge about nursing.
Okay, so that's good.
Mm.
Okay, so Rishan, if you have any, sa mga nurses basta, if you have any question, i-book nyo si Sandy. Kung ano, ito she can guide kasi yun yung world niya. Okay?
Mm.
Okay, so may question dito si Vanessa.
Ayun
Para
ba rin.
kaming nurse, isa lang po ba mag-apply or better both of us? So I assume na si Vanessa, kung yung partner niya, yung spouse niya, both are nurse.
Nurse din.
So to answer the question, ang parati ko sinasabi, one for you and then one for your partner. Maganda, both of you guys are nurses. So for
Mhm.
example, let's say si Vanessa yung main applicant as a nurse, tapos si partner or yung spouse niya yung supporting applicant. And vice versa. Right? Kasi kahit naman na mag-asawa kayo, hindi naman parehas or duplicate yung application nyo or yung score nyo. Maybe, baka mas mataas ka, Vanessa, o baka mas mataas yung score ng asawa mo. At least, dalawa kayo na sa profile. So, kung ano yung requirement mo, Vanessa, dun sa diniscuss natin, same thing na rin yung requirement para dun sa spouse. And then when we work with you guys, isasuggest ko talaga na dalawang profile yung gawin nyo. One for you and then one for your partner. Okay? So hopefully, Vanessa, nasagot mo yung tanong mo, no? Uh, Sabi ni Laris, good day sir and to all. Pwede po ba mag-apply ng PR, mag-apply ng PR ang spousal na may open work permit? Pwede po ba mag-apply ng PR? Laris, pwede mo bang ma-explain kung ano yung question mo? Maybe you can unmute yourself.
Mhm. Ako po, 43 years old, nurse by profession, 10 years experience here in Pinas. My relative in Vancouver, sister and uncle ongoing for IELTS. How many score of targeted for express entry? Thank you.
Yun. Okay. Um, okay. Sans, ano muna, unahin ko yung question ni Laris.
Ay, okay, sige. Okay po.
Sorry, baka nakakat
Sorry.
ako dito. Um, Laris, andyan ka ba? Baka pwede mo ma-explain yung question mo. Pwede pa ba mag-apply ng PR ang spousal na may open work permit? Ano kaya to? Pwede mag-apply ng PR ang spousal. Anyways, balikan natin.
Siguro paki-explain niya, balikan
Ay,
na lang. Paki-explain
hello
niya
Yes,
po,
ng
yes.
konti.
sir.
Ayun.
Okay, hello.
Hello
Sige.
po. Sir, tatanong ko lang kasi hindi ako yung main applicant. So, ako yung na-under po ng spouse visa na naka-open work permit. Pwede po bang ako yung mag-apply as PR?
Oh, okay, good na nag-gets ko ng question mo. Yes. So dun sa express entry, for example, if you qualify, then kahit na naka-open work permit ka, pwede ka mag-apply pwede ka mag-submit ng profile mo, tapos pag na-select ka as permanent resident, basically, ikaw yung main applicant, tapos si husband mo, or kung si partner mo, siya yung dependent mo. So, even if naka-open work permit ka, yes, you can apply for PR dun sa ano. Yeah. If you qualify, yes.
Sir, sorry, last na po. Kahit wala po akong LMIA.
Yes. So nasa Canada kayo ngayon, si husband mo ba naka-LMIA work permit or naka-study permit?
Naka-LMIA po, and work po, LMIA.
Okay. So, doon, titingnan natin yung profile nyo, Laris. And hopefully, we can help you. Tapos kung kaya natin na ikaw tsaka siya pwedeng submit for express entry, edi good. Kung ikaw lang mag-qualify, edi ilagay natin yung profile mo. Pag okay score mo, naimbitahan ka, pag na-PR ka, edi kasama mo siya as dependent mo. Kahit naka-open work permit ka.
Got it, sir. Thank you po.
Thanks, Laris. Okay. Uh, okay. So, Joanne, I know may question ka about sa caregiver. If you're really interested about this, maybe we can book you for a one-on-one para ma-explain namin sa'yo on how this works. No? Tapos sabi naman ni Rubilin, hi po, 43 years old, nurse by profession, 10 years experience here. May relative in Vancouver, sister ng ko. How many score targeted for express entry? Okay. Now, because there's factors na even at 43 years old, tapos you have your sister sa Vancouver, so that gives us extra points. Pero dahil 43 ka, mayroon kaming ginagawa or mayroon kaming assessment tool na pag nilagay namin yung age mo with the minimum of CLB 7, reading, writing, listening, and speaking, plus yung other factors, magka-qualify ka ba? Right? So, if you wanna get into that proper assessment, I think this is really good for you. Kasi uh, since na nag-review ka for your IELTS, no, at least alam mo kung ano yung target mo, right? 43 years old, young pa rin yan eh. And the good thing is you have 10 years experience. The good thing you have family members sa Canada, right? Tapos nag-review ka ngayon, right? So I think Sandy, we have to book Rubilin ASAP, no? Kasi nagre-review na siya ng IELTS and hopefully before niya i-challenge yung exam for English, alam niya na kung ano yung target na minimum niya. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yes po.
Oo.
Magpa-book ka ng consultation agad para at least ma-help ka namin agad Rupelin.
So yun. Um,
Ano pa ba?
Sige po,
Hindi.
sige po, magpa-book po ako.
Thank you.
Yan. So yeah, I mean, take this opportunity guys na at least subukan nyo si Canada. Kung wala man kayo sa profession na yun or you're working as a professional, try nyo, book with us para ma-assess namin talaga. And then we provide honest answers, no? If we think na pwede sa itong program na to, then we suggest. If we think na there's other options for you, we can suggest that as well. Katulad nun, si uh, ano ang pangalan na kanina? Si Joanne. She's trying to
Mhm.
explore yung sa caregiver. Right? So maybe ma-finalize natin Sandy yung sa friend nyo doon sa Ontario and then
Opo.
mag-hire silang marami.
Yeah, so yung mga may open work permit dito na nasa Canada na, so pwede namin kayong i-help case kasi may inaayos kami by June 27 ata para ma-help namin kayo. Meron employers na willing magbigay ng like for PR pathway as
So,
caregiver guys.
yun yung sa Inside Canada. Yan.
Inside Canada guys. Yung mga inside kasi I think merong mga inside Canada dito ngayon
Yeah.
na naka-join. So guys, kung wala kayong like kung open work permit pa lang po kayo, ito pwede po namin kayong ma-help through caregiver program guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're in Canada now, tapos take advantage. Yun, if you are in Calgary, sa 27, at least, i-announce naman ni Sandy and then we can share it to everybody. Yeah.
Mm. If magpapabook po ba ng consultation online or personal?
If they are in Calgary, sa pagbalik ko dun sa office natin, sure, pwedeng sa office. Pero kung wala naman, tapos nasa ibang province sila, of course, Zoom tayo.
Sa online niya. Kung nasa Pilipinas po kayo, online po. So, nandun naman po yung link. Ipopost ko ulit yung link kung saan po kayo pwede magpabook para doon po kayo magpabook for consultation po.
Yeah. Yeah, damihan natin yung mga nurses, damihan natin yung mga teachers.
I know, kailangan na kailangan yung mga nurses dito, guys. Mag-migrate kayo dito. Tapos sabihin nyo sa mga, kilala nyo rin ng mga nurses, i-share nyo yung good news sa lahat na open ang Canada para sa mga nurses na mag-PR, mag-permanent resident kayo dito kasama yung mga pamilya nyo.
Oh. So, may katanong dito, if magpa-book ng consultation online, of course, we are charging for fee yung sa consultation namin. And the reason why we do that, guys, is we want to know na you are really, una, you want to show up kasi we're gonna be there sa consultation. Pangalawa, you're really, kumaga, seryoso, right? To know more about this program o kung baka may mga options kayo. Now, if we sign you up as our client, ang ginagawa namin, whatever consultation fee, yung dun sa link ni Sandy, mina-minus namin yun sa pinaka-actual na contract or yung pinaka-actual na agreement natin. Right? So, yan, may fee siya. Yan. Yan.
Marami po bang open work permit dito sa attendees natin ngayon? May in Canada na, okay, open work permit, RNPH, ACA po here.
Okay.
Okay. So ito kuya, di ba pwede natin ipasok kay caregiver, pwede natin yung as a caregiver for PR, si Leris Mangyaye. Tama ba kuya?
Yes, so pwede. Pwedeng yun. Kasi again, we can recommend tapos si si partner agency, they will do the proper assessment naman if she qualifies. And most likely she is kasi HCA sa dito sa ano, sa Canada or dun sa Canada.
Yung sa mga IELTS may nagtatanong kanina, pwede naman yung IELTS naman kahit sa inyo kunin yan eh, basta as long as hindi siya expired. Kasi parang 2 years. Kunyari, nag-IELTS kayo sa Pilipinas, tapos hindi pa siya expired, pwede niyong gamitin dito. Kaya lang, syempre, kunyari, eksakto dumating na kayo dito, tapos expired na yung IELTS, kailangan natin i-renew.
Yeah. That's right. Oo. Yeah. So,
Oh, sige po, book po ako ng consultation and willing to visit po Calgary. Okay, Sis Leris, see you soon. So, June 27, ang expected natin na merong orientation for the caregiver pathway.
okay. May question si Edwin. He's asking, does CELBAN exam accepted? Narinig mo na ba yun, Sandy, yung CELBAN?
Selban, yes po, accept din po dito. Selban, IELTS, yun.
Ay,
Pero
wait.
di ko lang alam kasi
Yung
baka
ano,
matagal na yung
yung
dati.
6% rin natin, only accepted for now is
Ay,
yung
IELTS lang.
IELTS,
Mm,
CELPIP, tsaka yung PTE. Tapos yung other
mm.
yung CELBAN, hindi wala pa siya sa listahan doon.
Oh,
In the
okay
future.
po, sir.
Oh.
Mm. So, wala pa daw po as of now. So, mag-IELTS na lang kayo guys, mas mabilis. Mag-question lang kayo para habang andito pa si Kuya Dodong B guys, mas maliwanagan kayo. Tapos pag like interested na kayo at naliwanagan na kayo, book lang kayo ng consultation para at least ma-process natin yung papers nyo.
Andyan pa ba si Joanne? Andyan pa siya.
OET po ba accepted? Ano yung OET be?
OET? Ay, hindi siya accepted eh. Basta kung ano lang yung pinakita ko kanina na CELPIP, IELTS, tsaka PTE Core, yun lang yung in-accept mo na ngayon.
Hmm. If
So,
NCLEX,
yeah.
okay, go ahead Kuya.
Hindi, ikaw makakasagot yan kay Keith.
If NCLEX or NPASSER po, need po ba mag-study or pwede po i-convert yung license? Kailangan pa rin guys, like kung gusto nyo talaga, syempre maging nurse dito kasi each province, iba-iba po yung law dito, yung regulation. So, kailangan once na pumunta ka ng Calgary, i-ano mo pa rin, i-challenge mo pa rin yung as LPN sa CARNA or sa CLPNA, ganun po. Pero sa akin kasi based on my experience, mas napakadali po nung mga exam dito sa Canada kaysa sa Pilipinas. Dito sa Pilipinas, sobrang dugo. Dito sa Canada, kaya ako yung as a brain cells ko, kayang one take. Yeah, so sa akin na. So mas mabilis. Kaya ewan ko kung bakit mas pinapabilis, mas mabilis yung exam talaga dito. Mas madali. Thank you very much. See you both soon. Oh, see you din po, Sis Laris. Thank you. Thank you din, Keith.
So I think medyo
Ayun.
nag-ano na yung mga tao.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I think madaling araw na rin dyan sa inyo.
Mm-mm. Apo.
Pasensya na kayo guys. Tapos yung dito naman sa Pilipinas, thank you for joining. Hindi lang ito yung una, but we're gonna be doing more seminars. And maybe sa next seminar namin, different topic, right? But for now, because of this category-based, naka-target tayo. Whether you are inside or outside Canada, pwede sa inyo to. And, try nyo lang. Malay mo, baka ma-select, right? So,
Yes po. Tsaka makikiusap po sana kami. Ay, wait lang. Ano po mas maganda, IELTS or NCLEX? Yung IELTS naman po kasi sa English exam lang yun eh. Yung NCLEX naman po is sa nursing. So, dalawa naman po talaga na kasama po talaga yan. Pero kung sakali po, hindi nyo naman po agad kailangan mag-NCLEX agad pagpunta dito. Mag-IELTS lang po kayo is okay. Tapos dito nyo na lang po mag-exam for, kunyari, kung gusto nyo maging licensed practical nurse or gusto nyo maging RN agad.
yeah. And ano, karamihan sa mga friends din namin, guys, ganun din ang ginawa.
Mm,
Pumunta sila doon, through Express Entry. Yung iba naman, dinala ng mga magulang nila, mga nurses nila dito sa Pilipinas. Tapos may upgrading lang silang tinake para maging licensed
mm,
practitioner nurse. Sandy, sa pagkakala mo ba, let's say na, kunyari, nakuha mo na yung license mo as an LPN, no? Based from your knowledge, ano ba yung
mm.
starting salary natin sa ano? Sa Calgary, for example.
Okay. Ako 5 years ago, nag-start ako dati ng $25 per hour. Pero ngayon, kasi ako 'di ba may-ari na ako ng isang
Business.
nursing staffing agency, so pinapasahod ko yung mga LPN ko ng $30 per hour and then foot care nurses ng $35 per hour. Ang mga healthcare aides ko, pinapasahuran ko sila ng $25 per hour naman.
So, which is really good, no? And then, congrats
Mm,
sa business mo kasi tuloy-tuloy.
Thank you kuya, ay
Marami
salamat
ka
po.
natutulungan. Pero ang laki talaga nung ano, ang laki talaga nung difference if we work here sa Philippines as a nurse
Per
compared.
hour talaga. Yung isang oras nyo is katumbas sa isang araw talaga ng nurse diyan. Yun po yung pagkakaiba. Isang oras, 24 hours, katumbas isang oras dito. Yun po yung sa talagang napakaganda din naman talaga na salary dito sa Canada. Kaya kung may kilala po kayong mga nurses po talaga sana, mga kamag-anak nyo, kaibigan, kasi hikayatin niyo na pumunta na dito sa Canada. Lalo ayan kinonek ko naman po kayo sa tamang tao, sa licensed immigration consultant, para at least makatulong kami sa lahat ng mga kababayan natin na gusto pumunta dito sa Canada.
Yeah. Nurses, teachers,
Nurses, teachers, engineers,
yeah.
massage therapists, dentists, doctors. Ayan po lahat po ng kilala nyo. Sana may spread nyo po tong good news dahil hindi naman po lahat nakakakilala kay Kuya Dodong B. Sana maipakilala nyo rin siya na highly recommended po natin siya as immigration consultant.
Basta guys, we're here to help you. And if there's
Mhm.
if wala ng question,
Yeah,
Sandy, thank you very much.
thank you din
God
po.
bless you more sa business mo and then sa partnership natin. We're so happy that we're working with you. You have been a really busy in terms of marketing. And
Thank you,
aside
Kuya.
dito, alam ko marami nag-message sa'yo. So, let's continue to help our kababayans to go to Canada. And guys, make sure to follow her sa social media. Grabe,
Thank you.
everyday ang dami niya pinupost. Mga big personalities yung mga nagpapa-endorse sa kanya. And we're just so
Thank you.
lucky na, no, na nabigyan kami ng chance niya, no, ni Sandy. Yan.
Thank you po. Ay, meron pa nagtanong, sorry. May school pa po ba kayo alam na may masters?
Oh yeah. We have here sa Calgary, we're working with Ambrose University.
Wow.
For masters, very easy to talk to. Tapos sa different province, meron tayong mga school partners na just let us know kung saan mo gustong pumasok, anong target mo na course, and then from there, we can recommend you that school. Tapos yun, pag nabigyan ka ng attestation letter, pag nabigyan ka ng letter of acceptance, kung may family ka, Agarpao, you can bring your family with you as a student, right? So maybe it could be in a different topic, but if you want to know more about it, let us know. So yeah, Calgary, kung ano man, mag-usap tayo para malaman natin kung ano yung target na program. Okay? And kung how much ba talaga, magkano kailangan i-prepare, yan. Okay.
Okay, nanto ka na.
Hello po, Mama Ida. Kamusta po kayo dyan?
Ay, mabuti po. Narinig niyo pala ako.
Oh, narinig namin yung sweet voice mo.
Yes po.
May tanong po ba kayo?
Ay, ano kasi yung akin? Narinig pala nila tiket di oh. Mm,
Thank you din Sis Lexi. Thank you po sa inyong
thank you,
lahat.
Ma'am Sandy.
Opo,
Beautiful.
thank you po. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Okay, thanks guys. Thank you very much. Sandy, pahinga ka na. 2:00 na dyan. Sa madaling araw.
Sana
Dito.
huwag kayo magsawa, sir Ben. Magtawag or mag-text kami sa inyo.
Opo,
Tanong.
Walang
Opo,
problema yun. Oo.
andito po kami para mag-help sa inyo. Ayun, ang dami pala nagjo-join pero ayan, guys, magandang hapon po diyan but, ba-bye na po at maraming salamat. Please book na lang po kayo sa consultation dun sa link para po sa mga gusto mag-proceed ng mag-migrate dito sa Canada.
Thanks guys. Have a good day. Maraming salamat po and enjoy the rest of the weekend guys.
Thank you, Kuya Brent, sa time
See
mo.
ya.
Salamat. Thank you po.